Good afternoon. Welcome. It is 1 o'clock on, I think today's Monday. I want to welcome you to Barbara's Stamp Pad. I'm sorry, it's Thursday. I don't know why I thought it was Monday. It's Thursday. So I will tell you that when I scheduled this live, it was when nobody was supposed to be home. And since then, my husband did not go to work today. So you might hear him coming in and out, but then also you'll hear him doing his laundry. He is doing a load of laundry. So you might hear some laundry sounds in the end. I want to welcome you this Thursday afternoon. So for those of you that have followed me for a while, you know I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and then I was a Close to My Heart maker briefly. I still use their products before then, but officially Stampin' Up! And then Close to My Heart. Throughout the time, so basically since 2018, I have accumulated literally an entire room of products. And when I decided to go independent, that meant that for me, in my mind, I needed to offload all this extra product. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I do like pop-up sales. I sell on in a Facebook group. Sometimes I'll post here on my stamp page, Barbara Stamp Pad page. But there's still so much. And then earlier this year, something else happened, long story, and then I had accumulated a lot more other product. And so it took a while to go through all of that, catalog it. And so what I want to do is I do have a Square website where I post all of this. So you can go at any time and go look at the Square page. Now, I've disabled several categories because I'm actively selling some things out of those categories, and I didn't want any conflicts with selling online versus when I'm going to do a live. So what that means is I have decided to pull bundles. So these are Stampin' Up! Bundles, and the bundles are going to include the stamp set, which I think there's only a couple of them that have 2 stamp sets, but it's either going to be a stamp set and coordinating dies, or if that particular stamp had a coordinating punch. And I have my punches over here off to the side to pull those when I get across that bundle. I've got Stampin' Up! And then I've got Close to My Heart in a small box right here to my right. So today I'm going to feature bundles. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to set up a whole nother stream for single stamps. Now, in order to keep this moving, I am literally, in some of these cases, almost giving them away, or they're about half of what they would retail if you had bought them back when they were new. Some of these may be new, never opened, never used. They may be open, but maybe one stamp was used or one die was used. These are also stamps that I used back when I was doing monthly classes with some of these stamps, or it could have been something I used at retreat. In either case, all of them are in great condition, and there might be some staining on some of them, but y'all know if y'all use photopolymer, that does not affect the quality of the stamped image. You just make sure you clean it really well. So I've got my list here. Every single stamp set bundle has a number, and there should be something going across the screen, and we'll just start it now. Basically, to claim a bundle during the live, just comment the bundle number, and I'm going to give you the bundle number. I have my bundles on the Post-it, and then if you're watching the replay, you will want to make a comment below, but you also have to pay attention to who claimed what during the live. So if somebody claimed number 4 during the live and you're watching the replay, well, you can't claim number 4 because it's already been claimed. So that is something that you want to pay attention to. So I'm going to try to go at a steady pace because I'm going to try to keep this to less than an hour. I have 39 bundles, possibly 40. And when I get to number 40, I will tell you why. I'm not sure if it's a bundle. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. When you come in, say hello. Once again, if I didn't introduce myself, I'm Barbara. You're Barbara Stamp Pad. I am an independent creator out of San Antonio, Texas. And what that means is when I do my videos, I'm going to be doing all kinds of various products. So the products that I'm selling on this live, you probably can still buy. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with any current products from Stampin' Up or whatever Close to My Heart's doing with Stampin' Up. So these may very well be retired. In a couple of the cases, I know I have some coordinating designer series paper that if you want that, I'll give you the opportunity to purchase that as well for a very, very reduced price. So these prices are super reduced. Bundles are a flat $25 a piece. It does not matter if it has a die set or if it has a punch, but that does not include shipping. So keep that in mind. And then I will combine shipping. So if you purchase 2 bundles, I'll make sure that I do the shipping for the 2 bundles. So we can work that out, but you do need to send me your email if you think I don't already have your email. So if you've received emails from me in the past, I probably already have your email, but if I don't, you can email me. And then down below, there's a note if you want to view my email, because I don't think YouTube will let me do it on the banner. But if you go to my main YouTube page, up at the top, there's a little button that says more. You can click that. And then when that window opens up, it says view email. You have to click on that. It's a security thing so that robots and whatnot can't just pull emails off of YouTube's pages. So it's a little manual process. Or if you are following me on my Facebook page, you can private message me on my Barbara Stamp Pad. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me flip this camera down. Make sure I get this one. There we go. All right. So I got my little Post-it notes over here. Let me take a sip of my Sprite. I hope you all are doing well wherever you're from. When you come in, say hello. I think I can see my chat. There we go. I wanted to take a quick sip of my Sprite. All right. We'll bring this up just a little bit. It's a little darker over here. I had to put in a different bulb in my right light. And yeah, it's not as bright as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I will tell you, I started out alphabetically and then something happened along the way. And then it will be non-alphabetic closer to the end. And I think it's just because I forgot to add my Close to My Heart bundles in with the my original alphabetic list. So, all right. Clearly, when I show these, you'll know if it's a Stampin' Up bundle or if it's a Close to My Heart bundle. But I'll try to remember to say something during that time. And the way I have these over here, we're gonna try to not create a big mess over here, because the way I have them stacked to my left, it's easy when you're just looking at them, but I'm going to be pulling them and I don't know how easy that's going to be. So bear with me. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right. This is going to be bundle number 1. And this one is called All Things Fabulous. I'm not going to take I'm hoping that on these you can see the dies from here, but this is All Things Fabulous. It is a photopolymer stamp set, and as you can see, it is not even used. This is like new, completely new. All Things Fabulous. And I'll try to bring it up a little bit. In fact, let me bring this down a little bit so that you can see. Y'all can't see this, but right outside my window, my hummingbird friend is back. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. I can't take a clear picture through my window because we have those shade things on our window, the sunshades. But every now and then I see I see him come up to my feeder outside my window. Oh my goodness. He puts a smile on my face. But anyway, this is number 1. All Things Fabulous. Okay. And I'm just going to put Post-it notes on here as I go along. And then that way I can go back and just write down whoever claimed it. So All Things Fabulous. In fact, let me stick them in front of me. That'll be easier. All right, the second one is going to be, don't mind these. This is from a previous, that actually tells you the retail price, the original retail price of Art Gallery. Okay, and some of these are kind of loose in there if they've been used. But this is the Art Gallery bundle with the floral gallery dies. And once again, the bundles are just $25. And as you can see, I most likely use this for a class. So you've got a little bit of staining happening there, but that does not affect the image when you stamp it. So Art Gallery, let you take a look at some of those sentiments there. You can always pause it if you want to. That is going to be number 2, bundle number 2. And let me get my Post-it on that. Bundle number 2. If I see somebody come on and claim something, then I will say something. So I'm trying to watch the comments at the same time. Bundle number 3 is the Bloom and Grow bundle. And I want you to be able to see some of those sentiments and some of those stamped images. And then the dies are the Budding Blooms dies. Okay. It is a photopolymer stamp set. And I don't know if you can really see this or not, but only one of the stamps has been used. Only one of the stamps has been used. And most likely one of the dies has only been used. So this is a very nice set that is barely even used. Bloom and Grow. And that one is number 3. Okay. And then let me pull some more here. We got 2 bundles of Butterfly Gala, however you want to say that. I got 2 of them. And as you know, this particular photopolymer stamp set comes with a punch. So one of these, I'll have to figure out which one it is. I think it's this one. Looks like one stamp was used, but it doesn't look like the punch was used. And this one is mine, definitely, because I know I've used it and I've got my old label on there. So I have 2 of them. And one of them is number 4. And then one of them is number 5. Okay. So if you want a set of Butterfly Gala, I've got 2 sets. These sets come with punches. Get some of those. It's got a lot of little pieces to it. So you gotta, when you do those, you have to, and by the way, there's some designer series paper. I forgot the name of it. And we found this out at my craft sale, a week or so ago. The punch punches out some of the butterflies on the DSP. It was a celebration paper, I believe. Now, what I do have is I do have one package of the Gingham Gala Desire Series paper, and I believe this is new in package. I think there's 40 sheets in there, so this hasn't even been used. You can opt to add this on. Just tell me what number you want, and then say DSP. And this package will be another $5. Okay, that way you have some coordinating paper to go with either of these. So number 4 or number 5, if you want Butterfly Gala. Right. And then we have Celebration Tidings. This is another photopolymer stamp set, and you can kind of see through that. Looks like only 2 of the stamps were used. And then you've got your Celebration Labels dies, which you can do a lot with when it comes to some projects. They're toppers, the way these are, and then you've got that stitched edging. So if you want to Google some projects or something with those, Celebration Tidings, and that is number 6. Okay. And then I have another set that has 2, and I'm missing the other die. I don't want to lie. There we go. I knew there was 2. I got 2 sets of Eden's Garden. Okay, 2 sets. They're clean stamp sets, so they're the red rubber that are clean. And this one is completely new. And I want to make sure, and then I think this is the new one. So that one is going to be number 7. Okay, and then the second one that I have, which I know that one's mine. You can see a few of them have been used. That one would be number 8. And you can see this regularly retailed for $52. So you're getting a bundle for $25. So I have 2 sets of Eden's Garden. One is number 7 and one is number 8. Left that there so you can see them a little better. Eden's Garden. The next one is an oldie but goodie. And this one is Festive Flurry. It is a 2 stamp set. Like I said, it is one of the older ones, but you've got these giant snowflake designs, and then you have coordinating framelets. And this is number 9. So not only are you getting 2 stamp sets, you've got this large one and the smaller ones here. You're also getting coordinating dies, and there is another one in there, just so you know. The big one is right behind. So I can fold this out. You see the big one and the little ones right behind that one that you see, these 2 that you see. Okay. And this one is going to be number 10. I'm sorry, number 9. That's number 9. Number 9, Festive Flurry. So if you need a good one for upcoming holidays, this is a nice one. It'll give you some giant snowflakes. Then we also have Flower Shop, and that one has a coordinating punch. You can see the designs, super cute. This one is it's a clean, no, it's a clear, it's clear, it's red rubber, but it's not cling, okay? So you might need some cling adhesive if it doesn't stick to your block, but it also has a coordinating punch to punch those flowers out. This one's called Flower Shop. There are no sentiments, just images of flowers. Okay. And then we have another Christmas one, Flurry of Wishes, and this one comes with this punch. So this punch will punch out these 2 smaller ones right here. And then you've got a couple of Christmas sentiments. there. And this one is number 10. So if you want Flurry of Wishes, it comes with this stamp set. That is number 10. Okay. The next one for the men in your life, this one is called Handsomely Suited. I remember using this for a retreat class a few years ago. So this one has some masculine sentiments. Father's Day, birthday, thank you. World's Greatest Dad. You've got a couple of images there, some bow ties. And if you want the tutorials for this, if you didn't already get them, I'll be more than happy to email them to you so you have some ideas and some tutorials for those. But that is going to be number 11, Handsomely Suited, with all the dies, the suit and tie dies. Number 11. The next one we have is Hello Harvest, along with the rustic pumpkin dies. Flip that over. There's a magnetic sheet in there that I'm leaving in there, so it adds a little bit of weight to the package. But I've got Hello Harvest, which is a cling stamp set, and as you can see, almost every one of them has been used because I used this for several things. I think I used it at a retreat, and I think I used it for a monthly class. And then also, I happen to have a whole new in package of the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. And then I have an open package that has all 12 sheets. It was two packages that I had that were open, but it was enough to give you 12 full sheets if you want these. And these are an extra $5 each. Okay, so just if you want to claim this, you can claim it with number 12. And then if you want one or both of the packages of DSP, this designer series paper, then let me know the number and then let me know DSP 1 or DSP 2, whether you want one of them or both of them. Okay, Hello Harvest, number 12. And then this one is another cling stamp set, and this one's Hey Chick. And then you've got your chick dies right here. This is completely new, not even used. Labels aren't even on. Hey Chick. And this one is going to be number 13. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a couple of small sentiments on there. Don't you read that? Okay, number 13, Hey Chick. And then we have an oldie here, an oldie but goodie. This one is called Itty Bitty Banners. So you've got some little banners there. Excuse me here. I forgot to grab they fell behind there. There we go. We have some framelits for those banners. So congratulations, love you, thank you, sweet baby, for you, and happy birthday. And then you have coordinating itty bitty banner framelits here. And that one is going to be number 14. Okay, itty bitty banners, number 14. Then we have Lovely and Lasting. And that one has a punch. And there is some designer series paper. I couldn't find, I could have swore I had some. I'll look to see if I do. And if I do, I'll hold it off to the side and let you know later. But let me bring that up so you can read some of those sentiments on there. Lots of various sentiments, some pretty fonts. Thinking of you, happy birthday, hello, best of luck, cheers. Oh, hello. This one right here, you can do like a, I'm gonna say like not a banner. What am I trying to say? A border, a border. And you can see only a couple of those have been used. but lovely and lasting. If you want that one, that's number 15. And that one comes with a punch. Okay. Next up is another oldie but goodie. This one is called Mixed Bunch, and it is flowers. And that one has a coordinating punch to punch these big flowers, these big images out. The small ones, I can't remember you can probably just use some circle punches for those. I didn't measure those, but those are very easy because those are just circles. But that one is Mixed Bunch. And this one is number 16. I hope you can read that. Number 16. Okay, we are moving right along. The next one is a Nothing's Better Than. Let's see if y'all can read some of that. This is one of those stamp sets where you can pretty much like make a whole bunch of different sentiments depending on what you want it to say. So I'm just kind of leaving that there so you can read some of those sentiments. And then you have some images down at the bottom. Now this just shows you the original retail price, which was $46.75, and you're only getting this for $25. And it does come with the Love You More Than dies. Let me flip that around so you can see some of those dies that will die cut these images down here, as well as some of the words. Some of the words. Nothing's Better Than. You want that one, you can claim it by saying number 17. Okay, Nothing's Better Than. Next is Quite Curvy with the curvy dies. We'll flip those around so you can see those. I'll leave this here so you can kind of read some of those sentiments. Quite Curvy. Want Quite Curvy, you can say number 18. Okay, remember all of these die sets are only $25. It doesn't matter if it's got one stamp set with dies or punches, or if it's a 2 stamp set like this one. This one is rooted in nature with the Nature's Roots framelets. I can't remember how much this was. I just remember it was probably like a $40 or $50, maybe even more set. It's 2 stamp sets. So you have all these images on this first one. And as you can see, only 2 of them have been used on that first one. And then the second one is where you've got some sentiments along with some more images. I'll leave that there so you can kind of read those. And then when we look at those, only a few of them have been used, and 2 of them have been used, but the labels just weren't put on. Okay. And then you also have coordinating dies, your framelit dies. So if you want Rooted in Nature, this two set, that would be number 19. Okay. And then we have an oldie but goodie. If you're looking for a Christmas stamp set, this one is called Sensational Season. And you've got some coordinating holiday collection framelets that die cut out these images. All of the images, actually. Literally, all of these have coordinating framelets. And if you want that one, Sensational Season, that is number 20. There's no sentiments on there, just images. So if you need a Christmas stamp set that has some coordinating images you can die cut, then that's the one you want. The next one is Season's Blessings, along with the seasonal basket dies. And these have kind of shifted a little bit, but you've got a set of dies here. I'm going to leave this up so you can kind of read some of those sentiments. This is more of like a fall stamp set. Seasonal. Okay, if you want Season's Blessings, That would be number 21. Number 21. Then we have Sweet as a Peach, along with the peach dies. Move those. So shifted. Got a lot of little dies here. Okay, you want to be careful with those little ones. But let me bring this up so you can see that. Sweet as a Peach. And then let me open it so you can kind of see the condition. Only a few of them have been used. If you want Sweet as a Peach, that is number 22. And then I also happen to have, I found, some of it came out. I do have your Peach Designer Series paper that has some pretty, there's like, I think 3 sheets, a lot of big scraps. Okay. So I do have that available if you're interested in that. But if you want Sweet as a Peach, that is number 22. Okay, and then we're almost to the end of the Stampin' Up! Ones. Let me pull these and put these on my lap. The next one is tags. Go. And these have Halloween, a little Valentine's, Christmas. Mainly, that's it. But I'm trying to see if you can make sure you can read some of those. And then the coordinating dies are the trio of tag dies, and they look like that. Okay. So you're able to stamp all of these images at one time. You can cut them up if you want. These have not been used, by the way. And then the dies are one piece. So when you stamp all of these, you can die cut them all at the same time, depending on what you're doing. Okay, you see that? And then you have some extra little small dies for hearts and whatnot. Okay, so that one's called tags. And if you want that one is going to be number 23. The next one is Timeless Tropical, and you have your In the Tropics dies. Just leaving that up so you can kind of read some of those sentiments. Let's flip this around so you can see the dies that come with it. It is a clean stamp set. And I guess we could just look in the back. They've all been either used, but 2 of the labels just haven't been put on it. The other labels are inside there. But if you want Timeless Tropical, that is number 24. Okay. Next one is Varied Vases. And this one has a lot. These little sentiments are tiny. But Varied Vases comes with a coordinating punch. So you can punch out these spaces as well as some of these other images, like the little tulip heads. And I think these are like leaves of some sort. And then 3 of the vases. Okay, this is a photopolymer stamp set. And as you can see, a few of them have been used, but they're still in great condition. And if you want Varied Vases, that is going to be number 25. Number 25. The next one is Warm Welcome. And these are the dies, the Warm Welcome dies. There's a magnetic sheet in there that I'm going to leave in there to keep those together. It's a photopolymer stamp set. As you can see, some of those sentiments, some super cute sentiments. And let's open them so you can see they're in great condition and all there. But that is Warm Welcome. So if you want Warm Welcome, that is number 26. Warm Welcome is number 26. The next one is welcoming window. And the window flower box dies. And let me bring this up so you can kind of see. You've got some Mother's Day sentiments, and you pretty much build your card, so to speak. You've got windows, you've got brick, you've got some shutters, you've got the window ledge, some pots, different pots, and then part of your dies are going to be your shutters and your window. These right here are for your flowers. So when you build your little flower, you can die cut the flowers here. Welcoming window. If you want that one, that is number 27. Number 27. And we got 2 left, maybe 3. You'll see why. This one is an oldie but goodie as well. And so we are in fall. So this would be perfect if you're working on some fall cards. This one's called Wonderfall, as in wonderful. Wonderfall. See? Fall. And you've got some really pretty stamped leafy images along with an acorn and some different maple leaves and whatnot. Now, the dies that come with that one, these are the Biggs Autumn Accent dies. And let me see if you can see those, which will die cut all of these images. And this is how Stampin' Up! Used to have their dies. And you can use these through your platforms, your Big Shot, or any of your other die cutting machines. You just have to do the right sandwich, you know. And I think, well, if you've used these before, you know the sandwich, right? But that's what this one, it's on its own platform. And that one's called Wonderfall. And if you want Wonderfall, that one is going to be number 28. Number 28. And then I think this is the last one, but it might not be. For Stampin' Up! At least. Wonderfully Wicked. This one is a Halloween. So if you're looking for a Halloween, this one only has 2 dies in it. And this one's the Wicked dies. You've got Wonderfully Wicked. So if you're working on some Halloween projects or Halloween cards, you've got Wonderfully Wicked here. And that would be number 29. Number 29. All right. I'm going to save the questionable one for very, very last. And then now we're going to get into our close to my heart bundles. Okay. This one is the Let's Go Anywhere card making stamp set and bundle. And I'm going to have to pull these out because they're all in here along with the little pads. But you can see I use these for retreat a couple of years ago, and the dies that come with it, they're 2 heart dies. There's the big one and the little one. Okay, so you can die cut out the heart that has the map of the United States, and you can see all the different sentiments. I'm going to pull these out, so hopefully you can read those a little better. Got several different sentiments happening here. It's just easier to pull these out because the clear container is kind of hard to read through. Okay, but I'll do my best. And your little foam inserts are also inside as well. Okay, but this is the card making kit. I do have some scrapbooking sets. And if you want the Let's Go Anywhere card making, which I think I have scraps left over from the pattern paper that coordinated with this, I'll just include those. That would be number 30. Number 30. Okay. The next one is for us ladies that get hot flashes. For those of us in menopause or perimenopause, this one is called Hot in Flushes. And I'm hoping you can kind of read through that there. This is the stamp and thin cuts. I never use this. I never use this. And the thin cuts are also in here. And you can see the ones, some of the images that they cut out, which is the woman, the eye, what do they call those? Thing you put over the eyes, her bag, and then these two images. So basically the shaded images, that means that has the dies, will die cut those. Okay, that's what those mean. But this one's called Hot in Flushes. And if you want that one, that is going to be number 31. Okay, and we are moving right along. I'm trying to keep this down to less than an hour. And if you're watching the replay, you know, you can always fast forward, speed it up a little bit if you want to get through it a little quicker. Next one is Rustic Sign Sentiments. You can see those. I know I used this on a project or two. Lots of different sentiments. Also has the thin cuts, which are in here. There we go. You can see the shaded images. And then those are the ones that coordinate with the thin cuts. If you want this one, this is going to be number 32. Just put that right there, but leave that up so you can still read those. 32. The next one is going to be the Honey Bunny card making workshop. And I do have some pattern paper. So let me bring that up so you can kind of read some of those sentiments. A lot of various sentiments along with a border. And then these images that are shaded, those are the thinlits. So you can, and then they have some texture to them. I used these for a retreat a couple years ago. And if you want this one, Honey Bunny card making workshop, that is number 33. Number 33. The next one is the Sweet Memories card making workshop. And let me bring that up so you can kind of read those. And then the coordinating thin cuts are inside. There we go. Everything is inside the package. Okay. And if you want those, if you want the Sweet Memories card making workshop, which I think I still have some scraps left over on the pattern paper that I used with that one would be number 34. Number 34. The next one is the Cherry Blossom Wishes stamp and thin cuts. And as you can see, lots of pretty sentiments. And then the thin cuts that coordinate with those are these right here. They're inside. I think the package is in there as well. I just put it down in there, but if you want, oh, there's the package. I'll have to fix that later, but well, oh, I stuck it in the wrong one. That's fine. That's what happened. So I put it right behind here. There we go. But if you want the Cherry Blossom Wishes stamp and thin cuts, that one is number 35. 35. I might have miscounted, y'all. The next one is the Good Life card making workshop. And I know I do have some leftover pattern paper on this one as well. And you can see those images that are shaded. Those are the ones that have the thin cuts, but it's called the Good Life. I think I even have another kit. And then there's your thin cuts. If you want that one is going to be number 36. Number 36. The next one is the Say It with Flowers stamp and thin cuts. And let me show you some of those flowers and then some of these sentiments over here. Thinking of you, grateful for you, friend, and sending love. And then your thinlets are all inside. I don't want to mess those up too much. If you want that one, Say It With Flowers, that is number 37. Number 37. The next one, we have 3 left, possibly 4, is the Let's Go Anywhere card making workshop. And I think I have some leftover pattern paper with this one, but let me see if you can see those. It's time we celebrate you. Let's explore together. You're my true north. So glad we found each other. We've got some border stamp images there, and then your thin cuts are on the inside, and they die cut out these 2 images, and then the compass type image over here. If you want that one, that is number 38. 38. And the next one is going to be a scrapbooking stamp and thin cuts. And this one is the Sweet Memories. And I believe I do have some extra pattern paper left over that went with this. So if you're looking for a nice big scrapbooking stamp set for your family albums. Now these are also 25 as well, whether it was Stampin' Up or Close to My Heart. These are also 25 as well, which y'all know some of these are, you know, are easily in the $40, $50 range, depending on which one. But these are some pretty large dies. And look at the large, because these are designed for scrapbooking or projects. If you're working on a project and you need some large images. Okay, but this one is a Sweet Memories scrapbooking stamp and thin cut, and that one is number 39. I did miscount because I have one more plus the questionable one I've been talking about this entire time. And the last one for Close to My Heart, this is like an all occasion. This one is called All the Best Wishes. Stamp and thin cuts, and you can read some of those sentiments there. Thank you. Thank you to you. Best wishes. Happy birthday. Hello. All of those have the coordinating thin cuts that are inside right here. Did you see those? All inside. They're pretty large. I mean, you could almost, those are large. Those are almost like scrapbooking size. This one is going to be, this one's going to be number 40. So if you're looking, if you want all the best wishes, this one's number 40. Number 40. Questionable one goes back to Stampin' Up, and we learned this at our my stamp sale. Bows and Blossoms, or Boughs and Blossoms, however you want to say it. Originally, when you look online, you're going to see that along with the bow punch. And I have one that's new in package. The problem is when you I don't think these go together. I don't, honestly, between me, Shannon, and Robin, we're like, we don't think that goes together, because when you punch these images, they don't punch the same as these 2 right here. Okay, they just don't. They're smaller. This has to go with something else. So I wanted to show that because that was like the last one that was questionable. I'll sell it as a bundle if you want it as a bundle, but I really don't think it's a bundle. So that would be number 41 if you're interested in that. But like I said, it's a bundle. But when you look it up, some demonstrators have it listed as a bundle, but those images don't match up to that. I think it's another bow punch or bow punch that goes with this one. And if it does, I don't have it. I only have this one. Number 157711 is the one that I have. Okay. So I'm going to keep that off to the side because I really don't think it's a bundle, but Some people might think it's a bundle. I don't know. But that is it. That was basically 40 bundles. And let me get this flipped back around so y'all can see me. There we go. So anyway, that was 40 bundles. Like I said, y'all know some of these retailed for 30, 40, 50, 60. I mean, some of these were kind of crazy, right? If you bought them originally when they were available for the retail, plus your tax and shipping and whatnot. So, but on all of these bundles that I showed during this video, it is a flat $25 for each one of them. I will combine for shipping. I only invoice through PayPal. That way it protects you and me. So, and you don't have to have PayPal in order to pay. When you get your invoice, you can pay with a debit card or credit card. You'll see the options on your invoice on how to pay. But other than that, those are all the bundles. Now, I will tell you that it's very possible. Look at this. It's very possible that someone could message me. They may not put a comment here that they want a particular bundle, and they may message me, and I'll do my best to update in the comment section. But scrolling across your screen, if you were watching this live and you commented, then I will set that aside and you'll get an invoice from me for whichever ones you claimed. Or if you're watching the replay, you can comment down below in the comment section, and I will do my best to make sure that whoever claimed it first will get that particular bundle. Like I said, I will combine for shipping, and I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can email me, and in order to email me, if you have my email, if you follow me, then you know my email, but I can't put it on here because YouTube will think it's sensitive information. You can go to my main YouTube page, and up below, there's the instructions scrolling across the screen. You can click where it says more, and when you open that, it will open up another window, and kind of in the middle, it'll say view email address. You have to click on that, and that's just what YouTube does. So it makes sure that robots and stuff like that can't go through and access people's emails and spam people that way. So you have to prove you're a human, right? We have to prove we're humans these days. So, but thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, just let me know. You can also reach out to me on my Facebook page if you follow me there. But other than that, that's it for the bundles. I will say one last thing because I'm at 53 minutes. I was trying to keep this to less than an hour. So really, really quick. Let me see if I can put this up. I want to remind you that my retreat, my fall retreat, the deadline is in 4 days. So if you haven't yet registered for my retreat to go, if you go to my blog page, you'll be able to see the link where you can, and I'll include it down below. I'll have to go back and add it in. But here is one of the options. There's two options. You can choose for the Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack goodie bag. And that's the idea of, there is a video on my YouTube channel if you want to go see the sneak peek where I showed all of this. But here's a picture of everything you get in your goodie bag, including a picture of the super cute fall goodie bag, right? And we're using the Christmas Blessings paper from Mente Papers. And those are the two Christmas card designs. There's a Stamp-A-Stack that is 12 cards. Everything's already done for you. Literally, all you have to do is assemble and stamp your sentiment, whatever you want to stamp on your own Christmas cards. Okay, I just used Merry Christmas on mine, but you can totally substitute it if you want your cards to say something else. But that gives you an idea of the Stamp-A-Stack goodie bag that you get. And then if you want the alternative, it is the adhesive goodie bag. There we go. I wanted to make sure it was showing on there. And each one of these goodie bags is worth $50, by the way. So you're getting $50 on this one. You're getting a host of various adhesives that you can use for whatever projects you want to work on. Plus, you're getting that super cute goodie bag as well, right? Registration ends in 4 days, so head over to my blog page so you can get all the details. There still is room if you want to come and join us. The retreat facility is in the Texas Hill Country at Mountain Laurel Retreat, so you can join us out there. And if you can't, you can take it to go. And on my blog page is all the details for all of the different pricing, depending on what you want, and the link to go and register. So other than that, me and Vino say thank you for joining us. And we hope you have a great day wherever you are. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.